Hello again, this is Stephen Jerome. I'm going to continue reading from my third novel, The London Year. This is part 58, the last in the winter section. The book is The London Year is broken up into 4 seasons, and this is the last part of the second season, winter. So, Terry has just been given a Polaroid camera and a brand new jacket by Daniel Hector, and they are about to go out on their first night as Terry being Sebastian's personal photographer. So just before 8 that evening, I came downstairs freshly showered and shaved, new camera swinging on its long strap over my shoulder, all ready for my first night on the job. Tess and Gracie were in the sitting room, so I went in to say goodbye. "How do I look?" I asked. Tess smiled admiringly. Gracie took a long look and then said, No. I looked back at her aghast. "What's the matter?" "It's not right, Terry," she said, almost scolding. "What's in your pockets?" I looked down. 2 extra boxes of Polaroid film were in the left and right front pockets of my new jacket. You could see the pointed outline. "It won't do, Terry," she said seriously. "Take the camera off the shoulder strap, then wait here," and she quickly ran upstairs. I looked at Tess, who seemed surprised as me. By the time I had dutifully unclasped each end of the camera's only accessory, Gracie was back holding a small shoulder bag with a long, narrow strap. It was Tibetan style, made with thin, colorful, double-layer fabric. "Now put everything in there," she said, "and wear it under." So I took off my jacket, put the folded-down camera and boxes of film inside the bag, a perfect fit, and slung the shoulder strap across my chest. When I put the jacket back on, the bag disappeared. "See?" Gracie said. "Now you're not obvious or ruining the line of your beautiful clothes. The cross strap looks cool, too." I looked at Tess. She smiled and nodded. Gracie was a natural stylist. We should have seen it coming. Finally scrubbed and polished, I was like a kid ready for his first day at school. But Gracie wasn't done. She had her eyes on my shoes. Tess and I looked down. "One step at a time," I said by way of apology. I was waiting outside when Sebastian's yellow Jag pulled up at exactly 8 o'clock. A few minutes later, I was experiencing the unusual luxury of not just traveling by car, rare enough for a working guy in London, but an XKE. As we zipped down the King's Road, I laughed out loud as we passed my 22 bus with Sebastian's face on the side, a Mary Quant ad for makeup for men. "I don't wear it," said Sebastian. "It'll never catch on." And it never did. But it was all so exciting. I had to take a picture. I reached down for my new camera bag, discreet beneath my jacket, and Sebastian commented immediately. "Smart," he said, "and you won't ruin the line of your jacket." "Well, that's what Gracie said. It was her idea," I confessed. He nodded, no doubt considering even greater possibilities for his new publicist. I popped open the camera, knowing we were a bit too close of quarters, but there was something classic about the whole moment, one of those carefree model behind the wheel shots. Sebastian turned to me and smiled, almost as dazzling as the flash. The frame slid out with its distinctive whine. When the picture fully developed, Sebastian studied the result, holding it above the wheel with his steering hand. "Nice as a graphic," he said, but it wasn't a good photo in the expected sense. His mocha skin was blasted out, but the eyes, hair, and lips were almost perfectly exposed. "You're too close for the flash," he said, handing the frame back to me, "but you knew that." I couldn't resist. He smiled at me again, but this time it was not his switched-on professional smile, but a softer one. "Pace yourself," he said, as if cautioning an eager lover. I sunk into embarrassed silence. He'd probably seen that eagerness all his life. People became instantly smitten, just as I was. truth be told, and ached to be close to him. He was impossible to simply pass by. The looks, the energy, it was just too arresting. After a few moments, Sebastian was all business, offering the first bit of technical advice, which over the months he would occasionally impart if he thought my photography skills needed improvement. One thing about my dark skin, Terry, he said, it absorbs more light than white skin. White backgrounds fool the auto exposure and the aperture closes down. Black people are often underexposed. You can compensate with a regular camera, but not with a Polaroid. I'm mid-tone dark, so you'll have to find the perfect distance. Learn to read the light. So wait, I said, considering all this, cameras and film are only calibrated for white people's skin? Sebastian chuckled. Like a lot of things, Terry, you learn to compensate. Geez, I said, followed by a quiet, collective apology. Sorry. That's all right, mate. We all work with what we have. So that ends the second section of the book, and we will continue with spring, and time will elapse, obviously, tomorrow. Thank you for following along.